On January 8th and 9th, one of the biggest in history took place. And sadly, this is the second time Muslims have carried out a scale in my country. You might have already seen it on the news, heard it from a friend, caught it on TikTok, or talked to someone at Iranian protests. But I'm still gonna talk about it. So let's do a quick Iran 101. 50 years ago, an evil organization hijacked Iran. The people broke the heart of the father of our nation, Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi. He, and especially his father, Reza Shah, did something extraordinary. In 5 decades, they turned a ruined, deserted country into American-level paradise. Sure, the north was already green and beautiful, though without proper infrastructure, but most of the country was a wreck before them. These two men were decades ahead of their time. Mohammad Reza Shah's father made his time have seizures just by seeing him. He bunked separatists, polished the borders, and wiped the floor with superstitious anti-Iranians. But his son, Mohammad Reza Shah, who served the country, if not more than his father, not less, believe me, if I want to name every service they made, you're gonna be here for hours. Mohammad Reza Shah had one flaw, just one teeny tiny little bit of empathy. He was too soft and too kind towards his people. When things got out of control, people were neutral and did not back him up. Shah left, then died, and with him, happiness, prosperity, wealth, everything good in Iran too. The new regime came in promising change. What they actually delivered was Hiroshima and Nagasaki level destruction. Since the 1979, they've destroyed jungles, lakes, entire animal species. They've done mass anyone who opposed them, including normal people who just worked under the previous regime. They oppress women and protesters. Their criminal lack of management has created drought so bad we are now one of the most water-endangered countries on earth. Meanwhile, they are busy embezzling money, stealing resources, and selling our oil to finance worldwide. Hezbollah, Fatemiyun, Houthis, PMF, you name it. They smuggle and pour money into cities in Lebanon and Palestine, but won't spend a fraction of that on actual Iranians who own the oil. Imagine if this regime was actually strong. They'd be launching missiles at Israel and America like the lunatics they are, and you already know how that goes. They shoot people's homes. Imagine Donald Trump sending millions to Israel to rebuild itself after that, while regular Americans who lose their houses get told, here's a few nights in a hotel and some pocket change, now get the f*** out. Since the revolution, everything has become 200 to 300, wait for it, 1,000 times more expensive. The devaluation is insane. In 1979, $1 worth 70 reals. Today, $1 is worth around 1.7 million reals. A brand new iPhone 5 14 years ago would cost you around 30 to 35 million reals. Today, the baseline 17 Pro Max starts at 4 billion reals. Prices literally doubled in the last year, even more, especially in food prices. That's over 100% inflation in a year. We didn't have internet for over 3 months recently. And even in normal times, our internet has been broken for the last 2 decades. You need a VPN for literally anything. Even when the government isn't censoring something, international services just sanction the shit out of Iranian users. No Iran in the country list, no plus 98, no Persian language option. Often you can't even log in, you need a VPN. Good luck signing into your Google account when they want to send you a code to your Iranian number, but it doesn't work for no actual reason after the war. Apple account, forget it. You can't even turn on two-factor authentication, rendering your account not active. So your iPhone basically becomes a brick because Find My is turned on by default. For information, I use a VoIP number to turn it on, so I'm good. Most Iranians use fake printed on a card Apple accounts. The guy who made it waits for you to put it on an expensive phone, then hits you with the classic "Gotcha!" He remotely erases it, reports it stolen, changes every credential. Now you either pay him or your at least $2,000 phone is a paperweight, baby. Some are kinder. They just lock you out so you can't sign out or restore to sell it unless you pay them. Still evil as hell. And don't get me started on a phone registrations fee. You pay for the phone, you pay for the SIM, you pay for the plan, then you turn it on and get no signal. Why? Because the government wants more money. They force you to register the phone on their network, and if you don't, you're not gonna have a signal. And I made some videos on how to bypass that. They smuggle all of this themselves, but act like they're fighting smuggling. Each person can only bring one phone per year with their passport. They sell, in quotes, ethically imported phones themselves, which has the registration fee calculated on top of, making it the best, cheapest option than you buying a brand new phone abroad and pay for the registration fee once back in the motherland. This whole system is just another way for the regime to milk every last real out of people. This way, they make pure profit, even more than the phone manufacturers themselves. Selling your phone to a friend, factory reset and swap SIMs, right? Nope, here you have to go through a government portal to transfer ownership. The government offices, absolute worst. You pray to God every day you never have to deal with them. They get personally offended if your paperwork is correct and things are actually moving forward and they have to do their jobs. You want a normal life? Best they can offer is making you regret being born. That's Iran under the Islamic Republic in 2026. If you stood the whole 6-7 minutes, congrats. You now have at least a dozen reasons to appreciate the life you have, unless you're in some place like me. At least I bragged you about how my place is way more fucked up than yours and you feel much better now. This is where I originally planned to end this video, until I randomly stumbled on a Shu on Head video. And man, I really like Shu. Her humor and logic usually spot on, but this video, this is unironically one of her worst videos. Like, what the hell? People out there losing their minds over $2 per gallon gas price increase. Ma'am, have you seen our inflation? I get it. People care about their own interests, but you have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, America has some nasty politicians doing dirty shit with kids, being corrupt, and believing in some wild Middle East war prophecy. That's a terrible look for the people hyping up this conflict. At least in your country, they don't shoot you in broad daylight for criticizing them. You live to fight another day. You sue them, expose them, maybe even get them locked up, or at least try. You get to keep breathing. The point I'm trying to make here is we have it much tougher than you guys. $200 billion for a war? That's a lot, right? No. Have you researched how much America has already lost because of this evil regime? How much you pay every year? Just between 1995 to 2012, the US lost something around $135 to $175 billion because we couldn't buy shit from you. Your military presence in the region to keep ships safe and stop the Islamic Republic from closing the Strait of Hormuz, tens of billions a year. Aid to Israel against these proxy wars, another $50 billion or more in the recent years. Having Iran on Russia and China's side instead of America, another God knows how many billion. Quick maths here, Shu. $200 billion here isn't an expense. It's a fucking investment. Short-term pain for long-term gain. Remember? Your video sounds like Hassan Parker making a video criticizing Islamic Republic. You think Trump, a businessman, would just pour $200 billion in a fire without returns? He ain't stupid. If you ask me, he knows what he's doing. He saw the market in Iran and how we could help the US against China and Russia and went for it. We are in pressure too. Our prices spiked up too. It's not like we are a deserted barbarian country with no value to return. We might be poor right now, but our country isn't. America has billions of our frozen oil money since the revolution. We'll pay for this with our resources, our oil, our future, our flesh. Regular Iranians like me are way more pro-America, even patriotic towards US than most Americans. We love what America represents. Multicultural, big and strong, democratic, tolerant of minorities. It reminds us of ancient Iran. You care about price hikes and, in quote, Israel bad? You're right, that's okay. But you made a whole video about war with Iran and didn't even mention our side? For fuck's sake. You don't even pronounce Iran right. It's not Iran. Trump says it that way. Most Americans do. Fine. But I thought you actually research your shit most of the time. If China and Russia were in America's position, our revolution would be much harder. You called one of the best governments we ever had a puppet government. Yeah, America helped Muammar Reza Shah stay in power. He was dependent on you. But he sure as fuck wasn't an American puppet. And by the way, why you leave out how Jimmy Carter fucked us over and let this regime fall? You did this. You're not innocent. That's a historic fact. You did this to begin with. Even Reagan went on record calling what Carter did a black spot in your history. Carter thought turning Iran Islamic would create a Muslim belt around Soviets to contain them. Genius plan. Nothing would go wrong, right? You guys living in wonderlands. Being America first isn't always about your local problems and keeping your heads inside. It's about preventing anyone from dragging America from its number one place, superpower. Don't hit us with I wish our politicians actually cared about us and I just want a normal life. We want a normal life too, ma'am. For once in the last 50 years, you finally have a president with the aura and balls to do the right thing. Regime change might not have worked perfectly before, but weakening this regime and letting Iranians actually interfere, that works. To you guys, the Middle East is just a desert full of mosques, jihadis screaming Allahu Akbar while jumping in the oil swimming pool. Let me break this down. Wake the fuck up. Iran is not like the rest of the Middle East. We are the cradle of civilization. Everything stands for white culture comes from Iran. 25 centuries ago, we were the United States of East. We had no slaves, women could own land and hold government positions, while in the meantime, the West was still cavemen climbing trees. No women rights and slaves all over the place. Islam ruined us. We simply want to make our country great again. A free Iran means billions in new businesses for America. We'd be American customers, not Chinese ones. No more selling oil to China. No more giving drones to Russia fighting Ukraine. No more funding proxies to fight Israel, so you could actually stop pouring taxes into Israel wars. Don't you want that? No more expensive naval operations to protect ships from the Islamic Republic or Houthis. There's dozen more massive interests here. It's a win-win. I don't get it with some of you. Would you really rather let 90 million people keep suffering and dying just to avoid paying like $2 more per gallon for a year? Or groceries inflations of what, like 20% more expensive? Oh shoot, I researched it. And I kid you not, it's 3 to 6%. And in return, you would have all of those benefits of Iran being free. But no, you don't want war. You're fine keeping up with all those bullshit, endless costs I just mentioned to counter this regime. You say, when I grow up, I won't pay for Israel anymore. Cool story. Until then, there's going to be wars costing you a couple hundred billions more. Don't get me wrong, I support Israel. The fastest, most convenient fix is to help them blow up these motherfuckers taking up my people and country hostage. And on top of everything, you think if the Islamic Republic could, they wouldn't bomb the shit out of your house? Have you seen the war videos? How they blew up malls? These lunatics treat regular people on the streets like target practice, like it's paintball. You really think they wouldn't do the same thing to you? Oh, but they're like 40 years, 2 weeks away from nuclear bomb. They're minding their own business. They wouldn't have anything to do with us. They only want to destroy Israel, and we should let Israel fight its own wars. Ooh, Mullah good. Look how cute he looks. He wouldn't hurt Americans, would he? If you guys didn't do it, with him in power, there wouldn't be much of us freedom seekers left for you guys to join in power. It would have been much harder for you to overthrow them. So thank you. On behalf of millions of Iranians who died in the last 50 years because of them, and the 90 million alive, we thank you deeply for your help. Don't get me wrong though, even the last one man in this regime would keep this going. That's why they need to be finished off, or just help us finish them off. Some people would rather bury their heads in the sand, in quote, minding their own business, until out of nowhere an Islamist blows them up. You say you wish you were wrong, but about the war with Islamic Republic, you are 100% wrong. In a test, you cannot answer every single question wrong unless you know the right answers. These terrorists have been doing it wrong in every possible field, like forever, unless it's propaganda. This isn't by accident. Their mission is to destroy my country and kill its people. Think about it. Some savage holding the Hezbollah flag, calling us traitors to Iran. Government charging you for the bullets they used to kill your loved ones, bringing their ass kissers out every night with lots of support to scare people. And for fuck's sake, stop saying Mossadegh this, Mossadegh that. He wanted to nationalize Iranian oil. Mossadegh was just like Islamic Republic. He said it on the record. Iranian oil doesn't belong to them only. It belongs to the Islamic world. So bless Shah and America to knock this traitor out. I have to admit, with someone like Shuan Head, I get it. She's worried about American buy power. She thinks she's doing the right thing. But geopolitical I despise Geopold. Every single video he makes about this topic is completely Islamic Republic approved. He doesn't miss even once.
Matter of fact, I don't really with Iran being a country at all. It's a weird Shiaized remnant of a empire, which just like their neighbors that may rhyme with the word murky, it should be split up into like 5 or 6 countries at least, okay? Iran is not a real country, it's a weird Shiaized empire.
Iran's borders are not the result of some goofy ass Westerner drawing lines on the map like the rest of the Middle East. We fought for it. Majority are Persians, but we lived closely to each other for centuries. Nothing could split us up. You root for the Islamic Republic and just blatantly say you want Iran to split up, which is exactly what the Islamic Republic wants. If Iran isn't a country, there is no country in the world. He is not pro-Iran, he is anti-Iranian in fact. He is pro-terrorism and pro-Islam, just like the guy who shocks his dog. This guy goes around calling out everybody being funded by AIPAC while he is getting NIAC money himself. This level of alignment with Islamic Republic and pushing every agenda that they are pushing is not by accident. I'm 100% sure. This is the funny part. This liar, misinformer, uneducated asshole of a pretty boy calls out our Shah a spoiled brat only because he respects Jews and wants peace. Being a spoiled brat by any means refers to you here, Geopold, making videos and saying shit you like to be true, while hundreds of Iranians like me are cleaning the toilet with your disgusting mustache. The countries you mention having power vacuum and separating are Muslims, already malicious. Iran isn't anything like that. Yes, there is a few of them in the south, but the majority of the people are not religious nor militant. You have no idea what you're talking about. If we had guns and were militants, why 50,000 of us died in less than a day? We all chanted Pahlavi's name. You didn't even mention that once. You're absolutely gaslighting and brainwashing people at this point at least, or a retarded fucking piece of shit at worst. Instead of misinforming and misleading people by telling others what you like to be true, research the actual truth. And come out of whatever the hell you're scrolling for once. Out of your Israel hate bubble. It doesn't make it okay if you say I don't fuck with Ayatollah and I condemn their actions. You're just supporting them by your videos. Like, it's pathetic. In fact, thousands of Iranian families who got their family will curse you if they see your videos. Iranians are back on the internet now and they will respond to this shit gradually like me. I covered a little bit of your misinformation, showing the truth. Hope more Iranians join and uncover your lies like I did. Nothing personal, Geo, but really, from the bottom of my heart, fuck you. You know what? I'm sure the regime that torched a cinema with 300 people alive fires not once but twice an airplane with 178 or more people alive in it, 50,000 people in less than a day, will bomb a school, or at least build a military base or missile factory under it, or somehow will do stuff resulting more dead people in the war, because it's in their favor. They pushed so hard to bring kids to the checking stations, hoping Israel would more children. They are doing the same strategy in Lebanon and Palestine too. They actually trained them to do that, so they are doing this too. 40 days in war and not even one educational video on what to do if something serious happened. For fuck's sake, all propaganda and school. Oh, and if America did it and it was an oopsie by them, any of us 90 million would be happy to die to free Iran. We take the casualties. We wanted this strike. We want to be free. America benefits when we are. Let's make it happen. We are doing this with or without you. So better help us finish them off so we could return the favor, not delaying their fall, making us avoid you in the future, just like we are going to avoid Europe. We actually care about America. Okay, to be fair, Geopold said Islamic Republic slaughtered tens of thousands of people on January 8th and 9th, though it happened before, and he didn't mention any of that, but still progress. And he said they cut off internet, 2 things he was right about, but he thinks we are Muslims, which we aren't. Just ask any Iranian or watch the video, I put the link in the description. This guy face revealed, said what every Iranian would say, and tragic, yes. I don't approve it, yes, but it shows how serious we are about this stuff. And by the way, isn't it ironic that he's all anti-Israeli and his sponsorship is literally an Israeli-based company? A lot of people mentioned this in the comments, again proving this guy would say anything to prove himself, even if it's against what he said before. He considers us Westerner Iranians cute. The majority of Iran is like that. Keep spreading misinformation and get what you're asking for. Millions of Iranians being furious at you. It's up to you. Shout out to Asmongold, always making the best points on this issue as an American. I wish America had more people like him.